All right, chat. The first video we got today is a David case update. So let's just get into it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this David story, I want to say that I'm doing a massive giveaway for Battlefield 6. Yes, you heard that right. I'm doing a massive giveaway for Battlefield 6 for 3 lucky subscribers or viewers of the channel who follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. Listen, I understand the economy's tough. This game is $75.
I feel like this is not the best place to put a giveaway. Am I wrong?
Well, $70, and it's a lot of fun. I've been playing it lately, and I just got to say that I don't want any of you to miss out. So if you've been fiending to get this game,
Like, am I wrong? Putting a sponsorship fucking giveaway in a video like this is kind of a little weird. Sorry, like, I love Maury, but it just feels weird to me.
follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. All links will be in the description. I already have people even messaging me on Instagram for this. Bro said, please, brother, I'm begging you. I'm going through hard times, and I supported you many times. I just asked, can you help buy me Battlefield 6? So I said, when I read that, I'm like, all right, bro, let me just do a quick giveaway for the boys on the channel and see what's up. So, hey, guys, if you want Battlefield 6, 3 lucky subscribers or viewers, follow me on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, links in the description, and it will be luck of the draw. It will be a legit raffle. I'm not scamming, but make sure when I do DM you, if you do win in the raffle, that you're following me on literally all these platforms, because if you are not and I verify that, I'm literally moving on to the next person. So yeah.
Damn, that would suck, bro. That would really suck. Nah, like, it'd be cool to play Battlefield 6, but I feel like I know it's supposed to be better than Call of Duty, but I just don't feel like playing any of these games anymore, to be honest.
That said, good luck to everybody who participates, and on to this story about David. Now, according to latest reports, according to You Ain't That Hard Foo on Instagram, they say private investigator says police know the identity of the last person that drove David's Tesla with...
Okay, they can't reveal who it is yet, though. Of course they can't, but how do they know? That's what I want to know. Like, how did they figure it out? Yo, how are you? I'm pretty good. How are you?
Celeste Rivas's body inside, but they can't yet reveal who it is. And I just gotta say, you know, duh. Obviously, you know, electric vehicles, Teslas, and the like have a fuck ton of biometric data, cameras everywhere.
Oh, yeah, no, that's probably a good point. I didn't even think about anything like that. I didn't get my account back. Damn, I'm sorry.
GPS, geo-tracking, and locations. Don't some of these vehicles use fingerprints or like Face ID to even unlock the vehicles? Like, obviously. Which is why everybody's so irritated, because how did they not even, like, why have they not made any arrests yet? Given the level of security surveillance in 2025, I'm pretty sure they already know who was in that vehicle. Like, let's be honest, California is one of the most...
Do you think you'll make a video about doing Polish Duolingo? That's the thing, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm cooking something up in my brain involving Duolingo. I'm not gonna speak on what that is yet, because if it does come to fruition, I want it to be a surprise. But I don't know the legality of me doing courses on stream or on video. That's the problem. I'm gonna have to look more into that, because, like, I mean, Duolingo is free, but to do like a lot of lessons really, really quickly, you kind of have to pay for it, because you only have like so many that you can do per day or something. Like, it's based on energy, which is like how the app works. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look into the legality of that, because the app is free and you can make an account for free, but it's just kind of a gray area there.
Veiled states in the entire union. And as you can see on David's page, he hasn't really made any updates. He actually dipped down below 2 million followers and then gained all that shit back. So it's just like, wow. It seems like
he lost followers and they came back, or they were replaced by... Oh, no, they were replaced by other people that don't know anything about what's going on, probably.
Has way more support now than he did prior to Celeste being found in his Tesla. But to quickly get into the meat and potatoes, according to TMZ, they say Celeste...
You can do it normally if you search it up. There are like 100 people that upload Duolingo content, but are they sponsored? That's the question.
Celeste Rivas investigation.
Because if they're sponsored, then yeah, they get permission to do it, but I don't know.
thinks sadistic plans were set for teen's corpse, whatever the hell that means. Hopefully it has nothing to do with necrophilia. We already had this
Yeah,
story
that would
surrounding
be...
pedophilia. Let's not
No, that would be even worse, bro. Holy fuck. Like, if this whole story is true, he's already a pedophile. And if he's doing things to her after she's already dead, oh my god, that's even fucking worse.
let's not dive into the territory of people trying to mess with dead bodies. The private investigator hired to probe Celeste Rivas's death case has made a harrowing revelation. He thinks there was a, and I quote, sadistic plan made to get rid of the teen. And of course, our theories is that, you know, she either OD'd or she was pregnant or both. Who knows? People
Well,
also
yeah, we already kind of could have assumed that there was a
think she wanted to reveal
fucked up plan that bro had in mind. And we kind of assumed that he didn't personally do it himself. Because, like, he got a lawyer, so that's most likely gonna be his thing that he's gonna say to the court, be like, oh, I didn't personally do it. And he's gonna try and argue for a lighter sentence if he is sentenced.
their relationship to the world, naturally, of course. And because of that, either David, a manager, or somebody within his circle, knowing that that would mess up the money and sending to prison, said, hey, we gotta find a solution to this to shut her up. They say the PI says that he can't spill much, but thinks the original plan went wrong at some point, and that the Tesla, where her dismembered corpse was found in early September, was supposed to be a holding spot, so a temporary spot before transferring her body to somewhere else.
A holding spot is crazy, especially if, like, we still don't know what her condition was. Like, we know she was severely decomposed by the time they found her, but we still don't know 100% with pure accuracy how long she was dead for or how long her body was in that car. If I were you, I would still be like more into the thing to not get another strike. Oh yeah. I'm still probably gonna wait until Halloween at the very least to even do anything like that, to be honest. So I can do it normally. Yeah, exactly.
Also say Steve, who was hired by the homeowner of the $3.6 million Hollywood Hills home singer David stayed in. Remember that home he was staying in, he abandoned after, I suppose, people started showing up, investigators started pulling up, you know.
Most likely,
had
yeah.
to dip. Yeah, apparently the owner of that mansion, who was rightfully creeped the fuck out, hired this guy to find out what the hell happened in his home. I would do the same if I were a homeowner.
Yeah, I'm making a video where watching the update on the David case.
Especially of a mansion that I'm renting out to a famous person, and then they're all of a sudden linked to a dead body of a minor. I don't want to be culpable of that. I don't want the FBI thinking I had anything to do with that, so I'm going to err on the side of caution, hire a PI to figure out what the hell was happening in my home. But here's some footage, an interview that
He's watching Dora in the Hood? What does that even mean? I have some new songs that I'm gonna come back after the video. Okay.
And shout out to Law and Crime Network on YouTube. I'm sure we're all familiar with them. They had an interview with the PI on this case, separate from law enforcement, investigating this. And here's what he had to say.
Person where I think things are a lot easier than people try to make them sometimes, especially online, into these big things. And I thought this was going to be a tragic overdose, which it very well still could be. And they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla, and then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car, and they were just...
It was not an overdose, bro. And if it was not her doing it. She did not do it on purpose. There's no way.
Like, no, I'm not doing it, and just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is... there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her, and it's scary, sadistic stuff, and that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time, and things just, their timing was just off as far as getting this done.
I'm just gonna say, here's my theory that, and I'm sticking with it. She either wanted to speak because she was pregnant, she wanted to make everything public, right? Or she was just
Most likely. Yeah, most likely. And he can't have that happening because, he's famous. So he took drastic measures into his own hands. Or the other theory he's about to say.
getting tired of the secrets, and she finally wanted to make this relationship public, knowing that it would destroy his career and his life. Possibly they got into an argument and she said, this is why, this, that, and the third, I'm going to
Wait, isn't that basically the same thing though? Didn't he just say the same thing twice?
tell what you've done with me. I'm gonna tell the whole world that you're dating a minor.
Oh,
you met me when
okay, like maliciously. Okay, I get what he's
I
saying.
was this old, at this age. I'm going to destroy your career. And of course, naturally, anybody in that position that David would have been in, by the way, this is all speculation, being in that position, backed into a corner, possibly being exposed for a legit federal crime. He and anybody else in his circle, knowing about the situation, would have started devising a plan to make sure she never has the chance to expose anything, to make sure she never has the chance to make anything public. And honestly, as I've stated in many videos before, please watch your children. The world, since the beginning of time, in civilization, society, and in nature, is full of predators. From tigers, lions, bears, snakes, spiders, all the way on up into sadistic, murdering, serial killing human beings. These people, these creatures, these things will always exist. But what you can do is protect yourself and being proactive in your life and in your family's lives and your children's lives and anybody else for that matter that you care about. Clearly, based off of everything that I've learned about the situation, Celeste just didn't have enough protection. Maybe, you know, naturally, teen girls, they become a little rebellious. It is what it is. But that is when you really have to step it up. No matter what, like, modern society wants to tell you, bro, you as a father or mother, you gotta, like, you have to try your best to save your child from this cold world. Like, obviously, protect them, provide for them, and teach them about the realities, but also protect them from these dangerous pitfalls that can, you know, mortally wound them. Have them end up in jail, shot, dismembered, killed. Like, you guys, I don't have to spell this out for anybody. It's a cold world we live in, and it's just a shame what happened.
Has anyone from David's team, management, legal, anybody reached out to you or your client?
You know, I know that my client's been in touch with his manager, but only for the purpose of the lease, because they did ask to terminate the lease. And I believe the other man.
I wonder why they asked to terminate the lease. Maybe it's because David terminated somebody's life. Sorry, that's not funny.
Manager that technically was the owner of the red Tesla, I think, was in touch with him just because they needed access to the house to get that vehicle and stuff out. Because that's another thing that they could be key in this, is that there's only one key to that house, and who had that and who had access to it and who was in it. Because we also have evidence that while David was on tour at the time between the Tesla being found and the search warrant being served, David was on tour, but somebody was in that house. And there was actually a report made, not with police, but that homeowner association has a robust private security company, and we've gotten videos from them and reports. And so who had that key is probably the same person that, you know, had access to the Tesla.
So it sounds like this is a hitman, an assassin. And of course, if you're rich, you don't want to get your hands dirty. And if you're the manager, you definitely don't want to get your hands dirty for your artist, your client. So yeah, they probably hired somebody from like SoCal or some shit to pull up. I don't know where, I forgot the address, but in the hills, right? David was living in. Anybody involved in this case remotely allocated to be a co-conspirator, they're going to get their reputation and career destroyed. This guy is probably just a random landlord slash homeowner in the Hollywood Hills. He probably has multiple properties, and he doesn't want to have this entire situation tarnishing his entire real estate career.
Well, yeah, the guy lives and works in California, of all places. Like, that's the worst place to be outcasted as a realtor or like a landlord. The worst fucking possible thing that could happen for someone with that profession.
I get it. As a business owner, one of your clients fuck up, you don't want to be culpable for their actions. Totally understandable.
Do you know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I believe I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say for, but I don't know who exactly was in that house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So
Yeah,
is it
you
the
can
same?
definitely see that's a human right there. But like, I mean, it's not like it's gonna be somebody that people know if they're put on camera. Like, only the police are gonna be able to find them.
Person that moved
Facts?
the Tesla
Yeah.
was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her body.
No, like if they hired a hitman that people know of, they're even more stupid than I already thought they were.
I don't know.
Man, that's gotta be scary. Imagine, David on tour, and he knows that she knows that he knows that she may one day speak up about this, and he's thinking in the back of my mind, I can't go to prison. This is crazy.
In the back of my mind, fuck! You died. Oh my god.
And she's been saying wild shit, right? He's now having image after image, leak after leak, indicating that he was definitely in a relationship with her. And the one thing that could really expose him and really get him caught up is her word, verifying everything, corroborating everything. So he probably went on tour, he left her back at his house saying, all right, whatever, you can stay here and chill. Mind you, at this point in time, she already ran away. So she's thinking everything is cool and peachy and fine, right? But on David's side, he already knows that he has this set in motion. This is speculation, by the way. Him and his team or whoever already probably hired somebody, possibly to come and take her out to smoke her. And I'm just like, bro, if something
Well,
like
that's
that,
the thing. Like, in this picture of, which I'm assuming is a screenshot of a video of a security camera footage. When this screenshot was taken on the camera footage, was this before or after the person was already killed? Or was this like upon the person entering the home? That's the thing. We still don't know really anything. We're just reporting on what other people have told us.
Actually happened. Can you imagine the amount of fear coursing through her body during the last moments of her life? Like, holy shit. Assuming this was an actual assassin. Well, I don't know if regular people can be classified as assassinated, but I'm saying, like, an assassin coming to take her out. I just gotta say this.
You don't think regular people can be classified as being assassinated? They 100% can. I feel like any instance where someone is maliciously targeted to be murdered, that's an assassination. Especially if there's a specific motive behind it. Not just like a serial killer or a murderer who just goes out and kills somebody. Or like they bring them to them and then they kill them, like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, I feel like there's a difference here. Anyways, there's no point in me arguing this.
This entire case, in my opinion, is the spookiest shit I've ever covered on this entire. It's the most convoluted too, but it's incredibly spooky. It's creepy, and I'm telling you 100%, if this happened to any normal person, any normal civilian, we would have, the case would have already started, and we would have been on our way to prison by now. I assure you. And yeah, people in the comments are now saying, finally, an exclusive update from Law and Crime, not just some regurgitated old news. Yeah, I understand. A lot of things have been recycled. Somebody else said, finally, I feel like we're getting somewhere. Big thanks to the landlord for
Wait, but when she was like mysteriously quiet for 2 years, wasn't anyone looking for her? The parents were. Well, I'm pretty sure they were. Either that or they were just, at that point, we're just like, she doesn't want to be found. So I'm not sure on that completely, to be honest. I'm just speculating. We either don't know or I don't remember what I was told. I don't know. Bro, there's just so much going on in this case. It's crazy.
Hiring a private investigator. I know he's doing it to protect himself, but it sure did help with my anxiety on this case. Somebody said, protect himself. How? How would a crime that happened on his property affect him legally? I don't know. Some people are not bright. They don't understand how you owning.
How would a crime that happened on the landlord's property affect him legally? What do you mean? Bro, you think if you're a landlord and somebody gets killed that you don't have to do paperwork and talk to the police? And you're going to be interrogated as if you're part of the case. Because the first suspect, or not suspect officially, but would be the person that's responsible and the person that's responsible for the property that it happens in. Like, it's completely different for if it happens in a house or a house of a person or a house that somebody rents. That's completely different than a car. Like, Elon Musk isn't going to be responsible for a dead body being found in a Tesla. Just like Elon Musk wasn't technically responsible for that one guy that blew himself up in a Cybertruck next to a hotel, trying to take down a hotel, but completely fucking killing himself for no reason. Didn't even, like, break the doors of the hotel. Anyways, that's besides the point.
A property and a crime happening on it can lead you to being liable for that crime. It happens. But of course, OP responded back by saying it happened at his properties. So he would want to know to what extent his property is involved with a potential crime. So that should just be obvious, but hey. Ladies and gentlemen, that said, with this update, what do you think about this? Thoughts and opinions down below. This is crazy. Also, for the Battlefield 6 giveaway, be sure to follow the instructions. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links will be down below in the description and in the pinned comment section. I will be doing a raffle for 3 lucky people. And honestly, I'll probably be doing monthly giveaways for various items. I don't know. This is some
Honestly, like, I feel like we didn't learn too much that we didn't already either know or assume. Because, like, we already kind of figured David didn't do it himself. Somebody else was involved. Like, we already kind of assumed that. Now we're just getting clarification that, yeah, everything that you were assuming is probably true. Like, it doesn't really change much. Because if they would call police, like, there are, like, levels of missing people in Poland at least, but I think it's in the US, where, like, a pregnant woman is, like, 3rd degree, so most looking for one, like, a trend. What? I'm so confused. For one, like, a trend, she would be on 2nd degree, and a full-grown man is 1st degree. So the least looked for person, they would look for no, the police in the US are kind of ass. You're kind of right about that. Anyways, chat, that's the end of the video. If you for some reason enjoyed the video, even though we were talking about deplorable shit the entire time, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Later.